Welcome, everyone, to the Aging and Spirituality podcast. I'm Kathy Lee Taylor.
And I'm Chris Jensen.
And we have a special surprise today. We are going to talk to you all about meditation. In fact, I called it How Meditation Benefits Boomers. So you boomers out there, listen up, because I'm going to tell you some amazing stuff. We're going to talk to you about the questions most people ask about meditation. If you've never been a meditator, if you're a total newbie, or if you're just getting into it, we're going to cover all of that. And, just so a little bit about our background, I'm started meditating in 82. Chris started before me in the late 70s. We are twice a day meditators. We have been at it for a long time. So I feel really comfortable in saying we both know what it feels like to meditate and to practice it and to put it into implementation on a daily basis. So we're hoping anybody out there with an interest is going to listen to this. If you have questions, please get back to us, because this is one of the main reasons we do this every week. We want you to know the benefits of what this will add to your life. So just as kind of an intro to, who we are at our age, at least 50 and above, 60 and above is where we are. And, as you get into those ages, your desires change. I mean, really, the questions become completely different about what it is that you want with your life after 50. I mean, the stuff that you wanted before 50, you either got it or you don't care anymore. So you're not worried about the same things. Life becomes a totally different thing. A lot of time when you're younger, you're operating from a very egoistic point of view. You're very much in survival. You're asking questions that are just keeping your head above water. Basically, you're not thinking about the really good stuff that we get to be focusing on, in our later years. And part of that is not being in fear and being able to meditate every day and apply it to a life that can be much more fulfilling. So here's the thing. When we get to this age, I know at 66, I know that if it's not now, then when? There is a sense of urgency that I live with all the time. Those aren't just words anymore. They mean something to me. It really hits you in your gut. It's like, got so much time to go now, not in a bad way, in a great way, because I have all this opportunity that's laying in front of me, and I have all this wisdom that I can apply. And I am in such a better place in my life right now. So it becomes really exciting and one big opportunity and one big challenge. And that's a really good thing. So meditation, for us is really an excellent way to spend your time. And I was telling Chris, this is going to be kind of extemporaneous. I'm just going to talk on. And if she hears something that she wants to jump in and say about her experiences, she's going to do that. And she's going to keep me on track if I get a little wild, because I'll go off on tangents. But I do have my notes, so I can do that as well. So we're going to start with what's in it for me. And I'm going to really speak to you like you're a newbie meditator, either totally new coming to the subject or just barely getting into it or just thinking about it. I saw some people on Facebook in one of my groups talking about it the other day, and they were like, oh, I wonder if there's a class around here where we could do meditation. I'm like, dude, I do. I do this class on Friday night. So that's the person I'm looking for, those people that are starting to wake up and go, boy, I might want to be looking into this. So, okay. One of the first questions that occurred to me you might want to know is, why do I want to meditate now, learn to meditate now in my 50s or 60s when I've made it so far without doing that? That's a fair question, right? I mean, I probably would be asking that if I had never found it in my 20s.
One of the questions we ask ourselves now, as we get a little older, what's important in life? Like, not just like I made it, but how can I have a really enhanced experience of life, a happier life?
I agree with that. And that's actually what she just said is where I came from in response to that question. I thought to myself, okay, if somebody asked me that, I would say, that's a fair question, but let me ask you something first. Do you have any disease in your body? And I mean, like, uncomfortableness. Do you have, severe pain, mild pain, moderate pain? Are you experiencing stress in your daily activities? Are you struggling because you're fearful? There's more time in back of you than there is in front of you. Does that make you feel nervous? What are the things that keep you up at night? What gives you that sense of urgency about what you want to be and do for the rest of this period of your life? And speaking of sleeping, how are you sleeping? Are you sleeping well? Sleeping through the night? Is it adding to your vitality during the day? Are you living with an aligned sense of purpose and you feel like you're doing what you are meant to do here? And one really big question I would ask you is, do you feel fulfilled in the way that you spend your time? This is a really great indicator as to whether you should be meditating or not. I mean, and you're walking around because you don't have friends, you lack friends, and you want to connect with community. These are all things, believe it or not, that can be addressed through meditating. I know it sounds weird, but we're going to talk about how you do it. So, talking about some of our main pains, I'm going to start with the body, because if you're not paying attention to your body, time has run out. You have no more time to be saying, I don't have time to take care of my body. Mm-hmm. This is, and meditation can really help you with this. It will really motivate you to get into a more balanced place. Because when you learn to meditate and go inside and connect, you're going to get real clarity on what your body is telling you. You won't be able to ignore it. Is your body tired? Do you feel not vital? Do you feel like you're getting good nutrition, exercise, sleep, all of those things? When you meditate, you can't not pay attention to those things coming up, and you have to have some kind of a self-care routine, because we are all getting older and our bodies do not work the way they do when we were 20 and 30 years old. Face it, have fun with it, learn to deal with it, and learn to make it part of your loving routine for yourself. Your body is your friend. It's the thing that's been taking your soul around for 60 plus years, So now it's time to do some taking care of it. And the thing about meditation in the body, when you start to get really connected through meditation to your inner self, things will sound different to you. Like you'll have a good, nutritious breakfast, and all of a sudden you'll feel like, oh, I want to go for a walk. That sounds really good. That might not have occurred to you years ago. So that instead of having a donut, you're going to have good food, because you know how that feels after the donut. It doesn't feel good. You have a sugar rush and then you drop. So you start making decisions differently for your body so that it can continue to help you. Okay, body. Now, mind. This is the premier reason to meditate, is to be able to have a calm mind. If you don't have peace in your life, if you're still at the stage where your mind is like a loud, obnoxious monkey, we call it that because you can just monkeys just jump from one tree to the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, right? And that is what the mind's tendency is. That is what the ego will do. It will do everything in its power to distract you from being peaceful. Weird, but it does, because it's familiar with the things that we do as we grow up. It's chaos, it's drama. Did you want to add to that, Chris? I felt you like swallow on that one.
No.
Okay. So your monkey mind has to go. You have to learn how to calm the mind, get past it, and again, once you get past the emotions, past the senses, past the mind, past the feelings in your physical body, that's when you're able to connect with your inner self. And that's really your source of life, your source of energy, your source of vitality, your source of guidance. It's all of those things.
Now, what I like to think of is you're making your mind your ally, your friend.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it.
And it's hopping all over and it's giving you all of these stressful thoughts. It's not your friend, really.
Right. So put the monkey on your shoulder. let it. You don't have to kick it out in the butt. Just put it on your shoulder and let it come with you, but tell it to be quiet. The whole point is that when you learn to meditate, you have the choice of where to put your focus, literally, instead of waking up and there's drama and all of a sudden you're over fixing this and caring for this and doing this and doing this. No, you make choice. What do I want to do today? Where do I want to spend my time? How do I want to spend my energy? So that's really, really important. And of course, that also ties into your emotional nature. As we get older, emotions can be trickier if you haven't learned to already pay attention to them for the reasons that they're coming up. I look at my emotions, and I've said this before, as my emotional guidance system. It's telling me that something's off balance. So as a yogi, I'm always striving for that state of balance of the harmony, the body, mind, and spirit in balance. So you're living in a state of harmony and nothing is pulling you off of that track. So meditation will tell you if your emotions are telling you something is out of whack. They can be telling you that you need to meditate more. They can be telling you that you need to rest. They can be telling you that there's something emotionally trying to get your attention because you need to deal with it. Maybe there's something that's emotionally in your energetic field in your body that's kind of caught up and stuck somatically, and you need to let it go. So those are the things that meditation will do with your emotions. Use them as a guidance system for you. So when you find you're getting angry, maybe you're in grief, maybe you're really sad, you're lonely, you're depressed, or all of those things. Those are emotional triggers to get back to your inner self. And a great time to sit down and meditate and calm everything down. Body, mind, and spirit, calm it all down so you can get connected to your inner source and know what's actually happening. So, dear newbie, we talked about why you should be interested in meditating. I don't like that word should, but why you might be interested in meditating. So let me just see what I have down here. I have reminders. Hang on one second.
Well, while you're looking for that, I'll just mention one thing.
Yeah.
You know, people think that meditation is difficult. And usually what we tell people, it's much more difficult to not meditate because your mind is really the cause of your stress and grief and frustrations. And you can turn that around. And, you know, and it's not going to happen the first time you sit down to meditate. I mean, you may have a nice experience, but you've put a lot of time and energy into having this monkey mind. And so you have to give a little bit of time and practice to it and be open that the benefits are going to come.
Yeah. And it feels like time and practice and like you're making yourself do it at first. And after that, it feels like a blessing. Like, okay, how soon can I meditate? Because I want to get back to that balanced state. So what I'll do now is just give you I told you what I told you about meditation. Now I'm going to just kind of remind you what the value of meditation offers you. So just listen carefully. If you want any of these things in your life, I promise you, meditation can help you get there. Releasing stress and anxiety from your body and mind. Sound good?
That'll want to be worth it.
That alone. And I got a list here, dude. So meditation will make you able to be a conscious creator and receive what you want in your life. If you're always involved in drama and following around a monkey mind and doing things that are not connected to your inner self, you never really get to that fulfilled sense of I'm creating what I want from deep inside of me. And that becomes available. That alone for me is everything about meditation. I want to be a conscious creator. I want to get up and do what feels right for me to do in service. So that's a really important one for me. Meditation will help relieve the drama in your life. Do you still have drama in your life? Kids, grandkids, all that kind of stuff that's going on, friends, crazy friends in your art class. You'll learn how to, dodge all that kind of drama because it will literally run off you like water off a duck. It won't have the same meaning or the same impact, when you're there.
Right.
Meditation will bring you peace and joy that you never knew existed before. don't underestimate that one. I mean, that one just fills me with emotion because I know what that means and what that feels like. But if you've never meditated for any length of time or periods of time, you haven't touched down into the or up into those amazing places. And when you do, you're never going to want to give it up. Just trust me on that one. Joy and peace. I mean, being able to connect to those higher levels of consciousness, it's worth all the everything in the world, all the money. It's better than any of the money in the world, I promise you. Meditation will help you be more wise and become a more loving example of a fulfilled life for not just yourself, but for your loved ones. So you'll discover while you're at it what your inner self means. So if you've ever wondered, what are people talking about? What is this inner self all about? Meditation will show you in a unique way that applies just to you. You're going to learn how to live free from fear and live in love by choice. I mean, do people tell you that when you're younger, that you have a choice? You can be in fear, you can be in love? No, they don't. But if you learn to meditate, you will find that you have that choice. You'll also learn that you can be, what?
Then it's an easy choice to make, right?
And it's an easy choice to make. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you haven't given up the drama queen, and then you can do that for a while until you just get tired and you don't want to do that anymore. Okay. So then you also learn how to take responsibility for your life. And that's a big one. Because a lot of times what happens is we're still living in victim consciousness. We get into our 50s and 60s and we're still feeling life does stuff to us. No, it doesn't. The choices you make are what happens in your life. And that's what you'll see through meditation. And you'll be able to make better choices for a better life. So taking responsibility may feel like a big thing, but it's really one of the most important things you'll ever do. You'll learn through meditation to release your subconscious blocks. Who needs those? That's limiting you. You know, there's so much in life that's available.
Yeah, people often live from what happened to them when they were children.
But they're still crying. They're still in the therapist's office, you know, they're 50s and 60s and saying, my mom didn't do this or didn't do that. We're not laughing at you because that's happening. We all have been there. I have been there. I have heard myself whining like that at older ages and go, holy moly, I don't have to hold on to this until I die. Yeah. I can let go of this. You know, you have permission, let go of it. Okay. And I've mentioned this one multiple times when I was talking about body, mind, and emotions, and that is you will learn to master your focus, where you choose to put your attention. It's kind of like being in a boat. And if you don't have oars, or you don't have a motor, or you don't have a sail, you're going to get your ass kicked when the wind comes up. You're going to just get blown around, right? That's what life is like. So when you learn to meditate, now you got the tools you need to be able to steer where you want to go, even when the big winds come. And when you learn to meditate, you can be in celebration mode as much and as long as you want. I want to celebrate my years that I have left. I want to have fun. Why the heck not? I had enough challenges. I had the work. I had all of that stuff. I want to celebrate me, my life, my family, my loved ones and friends, and have fun. You can do that. And meditation will help you see how to do that in your life. So really, that means, bottom line, this is my last one, you become empowered as your authentic self. And people really throw that term out a lot these days, what authentic self means. And it's hard to understand until you touch it inside of yourself, until you have a moment where you go, oh, that was me. That's what I really would have done in that situation. Not a response that has been programmed in as a little kid, you know, not a response that you saw somebody else do, not a response that you think is expected from somebody else, something that comes innately, uniquely from who you are as a human being. That's one of the most fulfilling things about learning to meditation on the planet. So there you go. There's your list. There's your list. If those don't apply to you, I don't know what to say. Those are amazing things.
I want all those things. Well, you know.
Please. And we're teaching it free. So come on, just take advantage.
Right.
So, okay. So Chris was talking a little bit about beforehand the logistics of meditation, and I know she gets a lot of these questions in her beginning classes. How much time does it take? When we first began, less than we do now, but we enjoy it so much. We're meditators anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes twice a day. When you first begin, it can be 5 minutes. It can be get your butt in the chair and just sit there for 5 minutes.
Yeah. What we recommend, like
Please.
she said, do 5 minutes, start out. But what we recommend when you're starting, try to do 15 minutes. And the reason for that is take the average mind 12 minutes to calm down.
There you go.
If you have 3 good minutes, you are in heaven.
Right.
What I did when I first started, and I heard that, I set my timer for 15 minutes because I thought I was going to meditate. And so I'm sitting there trying to meditate, and I'm thinking the timer didn't go off. It's probably been more than 15 minutes. And I look and it's been 3 minutes, So it takes a little bit at the beginning, but boy, it gets good really fast. So if you can do the 15 minutes, you'll find quick progress.
Right. She's right. You will lose track of time. And if 15 minutes is a struggle, sometimes it is for people. I talked to somebody who was doing an interview with me, and he said, God, I just can't imagine sitting there that long. And I said, just sit 5 minutes. Yeah. Just try to be peaceful for 5 minutes and develop the habit, and just do it every day. Promise yourself you're going to do it every day. And then all of a sudden you'll feel like, oh, 5 minutes went by. I'm good. I can do this, and then you can do 10, and then you can do 15. And so it is a practice. Commit to getting your butt in the chair at least once a day, twice if you can possibly handle it. Okay. So those are some of the logistics that people ask about all the time. Okay, so basically I'm just looking at the notes that I gave myself for, summing up my talk. These are the fruits of the meditation that provide a life that you can't even imagine until you get into it. It is so rewarding, so fulfilling. Really an amazing way to live. And again, it doesn't necessarily feel easy at first, but that's just because it's awkward. It's not familiar to you. You will learn. Just be committed. Let that yearning in your heart be there, open, and just let it flow and allow it to get comfortable with being in this practice every day, a couple times a day. Just think about, if you want to incentivize yourself, think about what it would be like to live in divine flow from one moment and one circumstance to the next. One of the most amazing, peaceful, blissful ways to live. So, is there anything that I haven't said, Chris, about meditation?
No, I think you got it. Again, if you want a better life, if you want more fun, more joy, more love, it's there. And you know what? It doesn't cost you anything. You just do it. It's not something you have to buy. It's not temporary. Because as you make progress, that progress goes on and gets better and better.
Yep. The more you put into it, the more comes back to you as well. So if one newbie out there listening starts meditation, this will have been time really well spent. That's how important it is to us for you guys to understand what this means. Right. So we can't end this talk without saying that we both are a product of the Yoga Center of California. So go to yogacenter.org. There's a sign up for the newsletter. We're not going to inundate you. You will get one email on Saturday. It will give you the most precious links to all of our online classes. You can learn meditation, postures, and pranayama and higher consciousness online for free. I don't know how else to say that. That is more inviting. Get on the mailing list, get on those classes, come and meditate with us. We both do meditation classes. I'm on Friday night, and Chris is doing the higher yogas, and she's on there a lot more. And we want to see you there. We hope to see you there. Okay. All right. Send your questions if you had any. You know how to get a hold of us.
Right. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye.